So I wanted to make a video about how awesome ChatGPT is for reviewing code and reviewing pull requests, but unfortunately I haven't been able to reproduce the result that I was so happy with, even when putting in exactly the same prompts. I had a good result last week, and ever since I have not been able to reproduce it. So maybe it's because the server is getting busier, or maybe it's because they're tweaking some stuff that didn't really help its coding abilities. If you're interested in what happens, I'll give you the full story now. So we have a product called DXPR theme. It's a theme or a template for Drupal. And the problem we wanted to fix is that we had an issue with GDPR compliance. So according to European privacy laws, an IP address is a piece of private information, and our theme uses Google fonts by loading font files from their CDN. And in doing so, you expose the visitor's IP address to Google, which is bad. To fix it, we decided to locally cache the font files on the web server. So all the files needed are on the same IP address, the same server as the rest of the client's website. And that's what we're looking at in these changes. So here's a summary of what the solution does. We cache the files, we update them every week because font files get updated every once in a while. We delete unused files to keep the storage clean. And that's the code we're looking at here. So this is implemented for Drupal 9 and 10. We have some theme code that creates a directory, gets the fonts, and adds the CSS that loads the font files. Here's the function that actually downloads the fonts, cleans them up if they're more than 1 week old, replaces them. And here's the function responsible for removing font files that are stale. So if you're smarter than us, maybe you've already spotted the error. Probably not if you're human. And of course, the developer and I tested the functionality, make sure it met the stated requirements, which it did. It actually works great. But there's one thing that we both didn't test because we were lazy, I guess. So looking at this code, there's some code that replaces font files after 1 week and deletes old files, deletes stale files. And what I was thinking is, okay, I can change the clock on my computer or in the Docker environment to see if that will remove the files, or I can maybe edit the code to change the files faster, swap the files faster. But I didn't do that because I just look at this function and don't see anything weird. We check if it's a directory and we remove a directory. So the bug in this code is actually just a peculiarity with the PHP function used here. So let me first show you how I actually put pull requests into ChatGPT. So what I do is I find the patch file of the pull request. You can do that by entering the URL of the pull request with .patch in the end. And alternatively, you can just click the patch link at the bottom of the file. Where did it go? Which is usually here. And then you get a file in this format, and then you can ask ChatGPT, explain all the changes in this patch file, find any bugs or potential bugs. I've tried many different variations, and it won't find the actual bug anymore. So show you finally what the bug is. So the problem is that the rmdir function in PHP will only delete empty folders. So here we're trying to delete the specific folder that contains our font files. And ChatGPT 1 week ago, just from seeing the patch file, told us like this is a bug because this function is not going to execute what it's supposed to execute. And I've been trying to figure out how to get that result again, but I can't. So if anybody knows, do enlighten me, because I was very excited to have, actually, at the first attempt of having ChatGPT join a pull request review, it found this bug that I missed. So I'm sad I'm not able to reproduce it. Maybe it's because maybe it's a capacity issue, but yeah. And we fixed it by using a delete recursive function.